welcome. So let's begin with some of the questions that were asked with CUET PG Applied Geography and Geoinformatics paper. So the first question was from the History of Geographical Thought that talked about the emphasis on lived experience. Now this was a very interesting thing that we need to focus. Under the History of Thought, we saw the evolution, and it was the concept of quantitative revolution till a long ago. And after that, when people thought that it's not just the quantitative aspects that could be studied, we need to move from an objective to a more perceived world. There was the idea of behavioralism that took into account, and this was under the behavioral school of thought that started post 1960s. So this question specifically talks about perception of the space by social characteristics, specifically the ethnicity, the race, the religion, and so on. The next question is again related to thought, which talks about who among the following talked about the relation between unresting man and unstable earth, and that was the concept of determinism being laid down by Semple. Now Semple's work has been very important for determinism, environmental determinism. Later on, it was Faber and Blasch who focused on the works of possibilism, where we said we discover possibilities around, right? So the determinism talked about that nature determines how human behaviors would work, and therefore the idea of unresting man and unstable earth was propounded under the advocacy of Semple. The next is who remarked Asia has many places where people are few and few places where people are many. Now this specifically talks about the ecumene and the non-ecumene areas, where we focus on specifically the populated and the non-populated areas, and especially as we have seen along the riverbeds or along the fertile terrains, we have a huge set of settlements that are condensed or concentrated within a specific areas, but there are many areas, specifically the desert regions, for example in India the Thar, then you have the Gobi Desert, and so on and so forth, where we have very few people living. So this idea was propounded by an American geographer, Casey, and that was specifically when he was studying the terrains of China and the parts of Asia. This idea was brought into account. There are numerous other scholars whose work have been notable. For example, Malthus' work is known for his population study, where he talks about that the food resources grows arithmetically, however the population grows geometrically. So those are some of the important kind of concepts that are commonly asked with your examination. The next is from the settlement geography, what part of rural settlement are commonly found in the parts of eastern and northeastern Rajasthan? Now in eastern and northeastern Rajasthan, it's mainly the compact settlements that are found. It's important to note, we have within the regions of Rajasthan, we have the Aravalli belt that is running. Left of Aravalli, we could say, is the region where you have predominantly the deserts, and right of Aravalli is the area which is mostly a settled area and relatively better availability of water. So where there is a scarce availability of water, the settlements would not be clustered, right? However, but when you have, let's say, a water source going, let's say a small river flowing through, then there would be clustering of the settlements along that river source. Now this same pattern happens in the regions of northeast and eastern part of Rajasthan, because you have certain areas, for example the areas of Mewat, Alwar, Bharatpur, Dholpur. Now these are the areas where they have the Chambal track which is actually running, and the places nearby the Chambal river would be the areas which would be highly fertile, and therefore settlement would be specifically in those areas. So there would be compact settlement. However, in the desert area, it would be dispersed settlement, because you have isolated pockets in which people would be residing. So another good way is to remember D for desert and D for dispersed. That's a simple way through which you can remember. The next is, which of the following maps serve as a guide to small units like battalions or patrol units prior to or during the movement anywhere near the front line? Now this, since it's related to battalion and patrol units, it is tactical, right? So it is what is called as the tactical map, or again called as the military or the cartography maps, military cartography maps, right? So this is specifically for the organizations to support the defense activities. Then you have the most important thing is when we are talking about small movements, right? Specifically in the front line, the function is usually governed by the terrain, the relief, the slope, the cover of that area, and all those parameters determine how the battalion would move, right? So this is what is called as a tactical map. General maps are usually too small to scale. Then you have photo maps, which basically talk about the raw intelligence. They do not symbolize any kind of tactical decisions that could be part of it. And political map mainly for administrative boundaries or related to the administrative aspects. They are nowhere related to the battalion and the patrol units, right? So those were some of the questions that we have discussed in this set. We will be continuing the same section of CUET PG Applied Geography 2026 paper solution in the next class, so stay tuned. And of course the complete solutions are available at Exam PYQ, so refer that. Thank you.